And we can see also in this video, this is a farmer somewhere far north that is tethering these animals. You can see that they are feeding on what is available, but not what is selected for them. They are surviving, and you can clearly see how they look. The goats are in poor body condition. These are the goats that will not multiply. These are the goats that can die from any disease because already their body is weak and their immunity is heavily compromised. So I'll introduce our next doctor on the panel, Dr. Kika Mariam, to tell us more about goat feeding and nutrition.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the online team. I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you, Dr. Okasa, for that amazing introduction and the session we have been through. The first segment, it has been an amazing one. Well, it's such a privilege for me to take you through our second segment, specifically on nutrition and proper feeding in goats. Well, as you've seen the difference between proper feeding, what proper feeding can actually do in goats, on our video that we have just seen, is really very clear, and we have to understand that it is possible to actually feed these goats and they will be able to gain as much weight and market value. But I'll focus mainly on 5 key important things I would like to discuss specifically for this training. Number 1, it's important for our farmers to understand that goats are browsers and not grazers. If you clearly notice the goats most of the time when they are feeding, they're trying to reach and stretch their necks for trees, for shrubs nearby before actually eating the grass. So what does this mean? For example, for people who are doing zero grazing units, if they do not raise up the feeding areas for these goats, they will make it difficult and reduce all the feed that is being consumed by these goats. Most people will even think, yes, they are browsers, but it's also important for us to remember that goats, just like human beings, need a balanced diet. What does a balanced diet contain? It contains carbohydrates, we have proteins, we have vitamins, and all different kinds of supplements that can be given. It's not just about the grass. For example, in cases when you have pregnant goats, you want to feed them supplements, good supplements that contain a lot of proteins, which can be locally sourced, such as cottonseed cake and soya, and among others. And one of the biggest myths people usually do have is that goats do not take water. But I want to inform you, our dear farmers, that taking water for goats is non-negotiable. Not just water, but clean water for these goats. Provide them with troughs where there's clean water so they can be able to drink as much as they can and be healthy goats. And another thing that worries farmers most of the time, like I talked about supplements really, is where am I getting these supplements? And these supplements are expensive. It's very, very easy to actually get. Like we had Dr. Mukasa say that these goats eat anything, whether you go in Kabale, whether you go in different places. When it comes to goats, they are able to eat as much of different grasses that we have around our communities, be it potato vines, be it caliandra, be it acacia, be it any forms of grasses which can actually be a source. Most people will think when it comes to proper feeding that it should be expensive feeding. It's not about that. Like we have seen goats will even eat kitchen waste. You have peelings from bananas, peelings from cassava. They will be able to actually feed on that. And some of the common mistakes actually when it comes to these supplements is that most people will even are willing to feed these goats on spoiled feeds, but it's important for us to understand. Feed the goat, number 1, a balanced diet, give them clean water, be able to supplement them, especially the pregnant ones, the ones which are still very young, to enable them to actually grow very fast. As I conclude, I just want to say that let us maximize what is locally available for us through proper planning, but also healthy goat begin with proper feeding. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mariam. Thank you. A farmer who feeds sleeps well because the animals mean predictable income. Coming in now, let
Doctor. Okay, she can look back. She can look at your prompt. Back or prompt weko ogenda kulaba gezaako yogere bwogezi prompt kyakyo giweko ababe bawutera ku screen katono oba ojja kubibirira wali ku screen wali awo nengito olabako ekiddako n'olaba ekiddako negund soketiti do your training the way you usually do your training. The rest of the people slowly take on them to Wanga, Dr. Kali is slowly take on the ones, Dr. Ziwa, Naye, I believe by tomorrow you will know that whoever is supposed to do that talk will. My only problem is whoever category will they have had enough time to prepare for that and the topics well prepared and the doctors already prepared them. Maybe they are one segments in the head. So once the doctor starts, we say the next 10 minutes are going to be by Dr. Mariam, who is going to take us through the nutrition. Next 10 minutes means you are directing the timekeeper, you direct Dr. Mariam, and then after Dr. Mariam, also working, take it again Dr. Home. Or if not, go with the program. Yeah, and then it flows the way with 3 hours. The program you have to go to now, all time with the forward, it's going using your can screen one. Wali to broadcasting the video because they are coming and I'm also losing about the people who are doing the cameras, you keep it natural by YouTube, the TikTok where the person recording TikTok and then call a live. The person recording over YouTube, The audience here, I don't know if any of us here will manage to be the audience that people don't worry. Maybe most of the people here won't manage to be here in the audience. But I'm now also going to put on audience, we shall take up our seats to so that we can support the online training. The most important thing there in the transition of the production is making sure it's including with the product, like the delay between one. But as you see, you continue talking until the video is ready. So that your introduction between one part to another, you can talk as much as when the person will take a video handled. Wabera nataka video wakorera poti, then Nogamba, let's go over to the video. So you give the people who are sending in the videos some time, and wabera ready to go, then you direct it back. So yes, please.
Being that most of the people that have been coming for our training, the following, but it's training in Uganda, and we need
our first training has to be as comfortable as possible. Training ya kuja wa Uganda, katubango like the predominant way is how you have been training, is what we are looking for, at least for the first one. I don't know about following etc. Maybe when we get complex, then we can give it swap. But I'm thinking, use a lot of Uganda and mix English where necessary. Ngabo badukira ko banyachubwe ngo kubira abo. Abaze tuli wano introduce so like that. So whenever they related became nutrition, no teacher feeding Now the only thing that's missing in that, in what you are doing, you're presenting Dr. Mariam, was the reference to the products in the farmers center. Or more to all identities, welfare, what, what products. On the farmers center, we have these products. Your goods are supposed to be fed. Kugamba abantu bongereko using technical, and then you front orders. It's not about goat keeping like a class, but we are doing infomercials. Infomercials means glitch kuba mukamatiri commercially viable in terms of oyogera ku product, oyogera ku farmer center, oyogera ku network yaffe, oyogera ku ddagala lyaffe, oyogera ku basawo baffe, si ebisubi mu ttale. That's very good information of classroom, but now we just convert all that into information. We spend your product, we spend your some products, again, or make sure or change it to market, product and go to your majority. Okay, you will give me 1 month, to manage to the payment it makes sense. So that's the approach I would like each one of you to adapt. Into Obango, you get a name, of course, some farmers centered it, not a person who has paid for a course in agricultural officer. They do not get any process needed. So that's the information that I would like you to do. So tomorrow to Gambia, 9 o'clock to start about Teleka, over 10 o'clock to wear until 1 and discuss. So we're going to 9 or 10.
Nine we shall be live with the for 1 hour to build up the number. Press the plan down, whatever for 1 0.
No, they don't come with the training. What I did that.
9.
So next because content during as long as the middle will be. It's a 3-hour content. Mogama 9, Kawagami 10 to 9. So we're just looking at in phase disappointment if not time. So it starts at 9. 9 to noon. Let's stick to the 9 to noon. To the level of I don't know what the good thing is we are recording, it will be like on YouTube. So I know they will find it. They will double check on the YouTube channel, they will play. So for us to start at 9. Not so much for the viewership, but it's so much for putting the content out there. So that it can be accessible anytime. That's the difference. So TikTok live, another so we'll go to miracle. Each culture maybe TikTok live, available online. Maybe a show, I don't know, a pre-show. Tell YouTube that you might call up the also challenging of many of some outside. What is what you also much easy. Okay, no problem. They do a better so is 9 o'clock kickoff or 10 o'clock? 9. Real kickoff here. Now I can put it up inside. Yeah, so make it as casual, make it as interesting as usual, make it as involving, so that on the Basao, you can bring in somebody who doesn't agenda, you can ask somebody, you can get someone to like that.
I think that is very possible. I think the problem was trying to follow the script. Na ye katumbuli necho chikola chimanyi. Nina chimenya just
the general flow, and then so we want to take this opportunity to wish you all the best and listen for new journeys home. As usual, let's find people to take us back home, and we have no way of going back home. We ensure that everybody can be able to go back home. And then tomorrow, if you can pass ourselves to my attend the course that can change. Not training. So to correct paka sawa village.
yeah.
Bibi abili. Ha. Sida manga. Mati. Bibi ko. Mbakoni dati tuwa sawa. Bibi nenda chika nako katucha moyo. Atenda patani seku bibi. Kasi bibi abili tesoka. If we start at 9, if we had said 9, we record, even to be a plateau, we wish everyone the best days.
And we cannot be having some people out. The treating one of the challenges. If
Yes, Dr. Mukasa will find somebody and I'm really away. And I'm that person that you can have somebody. And have assistant support. Bagambe tusomoka online. Yo, so tekuli yo wanoka online ni leta kulaga YouTube channel. Katumekenge sure ati YouTube channel tuandika kama plano kama mmoja. Oba basi yo share bila link no mwandike nyendo no amanyanga tukai. Ngamba tuwani what London combined is I think about young, you don't know necessarily to a father and Wagami to go to our government. And that's it. Simple. Or Atalina Bomoka, a laptop cook, a turn of Gamboa, and one place.